Welcome back, folks. Hope you're having a great week. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video about curing boredom with trains.
Tonight, I am here in the train room to help cure your boredom.
Remember that? Well, during that video, I asked for suggestions on engines that viewers of the channel wanted to see run, and I got a lot of requests. But what I noticed was a trend in the data. Thank you, Google and YouTube. There were two engines that kept coming up in the comments. And if you've been watching and following along, you probably know what those engines are. If you see something on here that you want to see me run, if you follow my YouTube community page or my Instagram account, you already know the first engine. And that one is the mighty MTH Premier Baltimore and Ohio Baldwin 440 American type steam engine, pulling the royal blue passenger train. But what is the second engine? Is there even a second engine? Am I just messing with everybody? Am I even gonna run a second train? Sounds like a lot of work. The suspense! Sit back, relax, and enjoy. This fantastic Baltimore and Ohio was released by MTH in 2016. You could buy the engine by itself or bundled with this passenger set that you see here, which is what I did. And per the usual, there's add-on coaches available, so you'll see the additional coaches that are running in the passenger train. Don't be fooled by this small steam engine, which happens to be one of the smallest steam engines in my collection, because this engine can pull. I really like the name of this passenger train, the Royal Blue. Such a proper name, the Royal Blue. The Royal Blue debuted in 1890, so it's an oldie, which is kind of the theme of these two trains we're going to run today. This train was offered as the Baltimore and Ohio's premier passenger service. The train was able to complete its journey in about 5 hours, which was lightning fast in 1890. The interiors of the passenger cars were inspired by European luxury and were intricately decorated, which you can see here with these cars going by. In fact, I would argue to say that these are the most striking passenger cars in my entire collection. But I guess I say that about just about every train, don't I? I like them all. What can I say? At the helm of these amazing passenger cars is the mighty Baldwin 440, which was also decorated to match. As you can see here, you can see the extra colors applied to the engine and all this decorative gold trim. In fact, when I was in the shop a couple years ago and I saw this train, it was on the test track and it popped right off the track. It was sitting next to, I think it was like an Evolution hybrid, which was also amazing. And I was really torn as to which one to get. But something about this small steam engine and these really incredible wood-sided passenger cars. There I was, walking out the shop with it. Some fun trivia on these wood-sided passenger cars. Just this past year, Lionel purchased the tooling and the design for these passenger cars from MTH and is now using it in their own product line. The highly anticipated Strasbourg set that's coming out this year, which of course will include the Strasbourg 90 train engine, feature these wood-sided passenger cars. So you see the combine car from the Royal Blue and the combine car for the Strasbourg set. This of course is part of a 2-pack and there's plenty more of these cars on the way, but we're gonna run this train later this year and it's gonna be the train of 2022, in my opinion. But back to the B&O, this is what we're talking about today, right? Right. Although I do like Strasbourg.
Wow, amazing.
As per the usual with MTH, this train engine features a passenger freight announcement. In this case, it features a passenger sequence. That sounds pretty crystal clear considering the fact that this train ran back in 1890. So I doubt any passenger station at the time sounded like this.
Now arriving to New York on track 1, train number 507, the Royal Blue Line.
That's some high fidelity for turn of the century. Almost as prototypical as our 3-rail track system. One of my favorite things about running smaller engines is that I get to switch up the scenery and go to my elevated line. This of course is the south end of my layout, and this is one of my mountain scenes that you may see in the background or when I'm running MPC or some of the other eras. So it's always a lot of fun when I can run these premier steam engines on this line. So we're gonna do a little bit of demonstration right here, and then we'll move down to the main line to get the speed up. But let's check out this mighty B&O. Here we go. One of the coolest things about this engine, and if you watched my top 10 steam whistles, you probably saw this engine Hint, hint. Check this out. What a high-pitched whistle. Very unique, very different from what we normally hear. And you'll see that with both of the engines we're gonna run tonight. We're gonna move this train out. Great little guy. Check this out. I know I promised 2 engines in this video, so it's time to talk about engine number 2. Can you guess what the second engine is? Drum roll, please. It's the Shay. We're finally running the Shay. I think of all the engines I've run, I've had more comments about running this engine than any of the others. So I, RBP, am sorry that it's taken so long to run this amazing engine. So let's have some fun, talk about this one. This MTH Premier Chesapeake and Ohio Shay was delivered in 2014. Now this Shay has me a little bit confused, so I'm going to need help from all of my subscribers and viewers who are way more informed in their rail history than me. While I enjoy model trains, I am certainly no history expert. There's so much to learn, it's so much to know, and I learn something every time I do one of these videos. But I cannot find a record of Shay number 1 with Chesapeake and Ohio lettering like this one. So if you are a Shay expert, drop me a comment. Let me know, did this engine exist? This is one of the mysterious engines in my collection. Mysterious. Now the Shays, of course, were operated at fairly low speeds through these forested areas. They were used to haul lumber. So we have these 3 lumber cars. These are actually Lionel cars with Western Maryland lettering on them, so it's pretty cool. One of these days I'll pick up a Western Maryland Shay. I'm sure someone's already asking where that one is. We'll have to find one. Being a Maryland guy, Western Maryland is always something I'm looking for. And this Shay, like a lot of the MTH engines, throws some serious smoke. Check this out. If you want to catch the Shay in action, you can head out to the Cass Scenic Railroad, located in Cass, West Virginia. It's a really neat place, and that is where the MTH product team went to record the sounds on this engine. So what you're hearing on this model came from the Cass Railroad. Now let's check them out, because these are really interesting. I'm trackside with our mighty Shay. This has some of the most interesting sounds, especially when it comes to the whistles of any of the trains that I have. Check this out. Here we go. Listen to this. One more time. MTH actually put a couple little sequences in here for whistles, like this one. If you watched my top 10 steam whistle video, this engine was of course featured in it. Let's check that one out again.
Are we going to take a steam donkey up this trip?
Sorry, the guy running the train's asking me questions. I'm not ready to answer them. Here's another one that I like. This one's really cool. Just really interesting sounds. Now, of course, one of the most interesting parts of this engine is the motion. So when you look at all of the small detail parts, that's what really makes the Shay so unique compared to some of the other engines. All the motion. Let's watch it go. Back it up. Let's move it out. Let's move it out. Favorite part. It was a great time running these two trains tonight, and I thank you for the suggestions and for your requests. Drop me a comment if there's other train engines you want to see me run, because nothing is more fun than when we can run trains together. As always, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's been supporting this channel. My name is Chris, and this is RBP Trains. We'll see you next time.